Welcome. We're going to be extra welcome today because it is a new year. I don't even know where last year went. I really don't know where it went. Super Organized Universe Radio. It is Friday, January 8th, 2016. I don't know where it went. I don't know where last year went. Last year, I gained a second career. I don't even know how that's working, including this radio show. So it's kind of funny. I don't know what's going on. But it's a new year, and I am back, better than ever. I almost said bigger than ever because I did eat a lot over the holiday. I did eat for Christmas. I ate for New Year's. I was in Florida. I was in the Midwest. I ate. And now I ache. Just kidding. So welcome to Super Organized Universe Radio Show. And like I say, I'm James Lott, Jr., Super Organizer. And we have a good show for you today. But of course, before I begin any of all that, my partner in crime. He's ready for the new year also. Ladies and gentlemen, my engineer, Brian.
Greetings.
Somebody just choked. How are you?
I'm good.
How was your holiday season?
I was great. I was just thankful to have the last 3 weeks off.
Yeah,
Not even because of your show, but I love coming in Fridays. Let me rephrase that. Yeah. I love coming into work.
Yeah.
But it was nice to just do nothing.
Well, for me and how busy I am, the first couple of Fridays were actually kind of nice. They were nice to have off. I mean, I did stuff because I was with family, but I mean, I wasn't doing work. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was busy, but not work busy.
Didn't do work, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah, but I start school next week, so.
Well, there you go. Somebody got to do it. I went to school. Somebody got to do it.
Yeah, so everything's going to start.
My life's going to be busy. The rest of 2016 is going to go as fast as 2015, I'm sure. I got a million things going on already.
Yeah, so hopefully things work out with school and everything, but it's a good year.
Yes, it's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year for both of us. So, folks, we're here, and we're back, and we're ready to get to rock and roll. But before I start, of course, I'd like to do my thanks and gratitude for the new year. And my thanks and gratitude go to the new year, the first part, to 2016. It's full of promise. It's full of buzz, not just after buzz of your life, but full of promise, full of hope, my word hope, full of the universe is ready to take me in and take me wherever I need to go. And that's for all of us. I live in gratitude that I woke up, that I made it through 2015. And I'm ready for 2016. A few years ago, I almost had a stroke, and so I live life just much more. And I had heart problems, and I live every day, as you guys probably can understand from listening to my show and following me, to the fullest. And I look forward to living that way again in 2016. And I wish that all for all of us, and I live in gratitude for that. Also, it's my 2-year anniversary of my blog. Yes, I want to thank my brother J.R. Lamar for who got me started in actually doing that. He helped me set it up. And that's superorganizeduniverse.com. It's a great blog, as you guys know. It's every day I give you tips and tricks and invite you to think of things in a certain way in terms of organizing and life coaching, and sometimes products. I also do products also. It's a nice little resource for you guys out there. So you should check it out. If you haven't checked it out yet, go to superorganizeduniverse.com. Check it out. See if there's anything useful for you. I have like 6 different categories. Go on there and see what's going on. Maybe you'll find something that works for you. Again, as I always say, we're a village, and I'm here to share whatever knowledge that I know or find out or have tried. And many things in my blog, I have tried it myself. So it's not just I'm just talking outside of my neck. I'm actually giving you stuff that has worked for me and or my clients. And I also want to give gratitude to my clients because a lot of times, thanks to them, because a lot of times I still learn. I still learn from just in the process. The education never stops. And there are things that come up that are very unique to situations. And it's been great because I find out new ways to do things, or I come up with something, or me and my client together come up with something because it's a very collaborative effort. So I'm in gratitude for that also. But my blog, thank you so much for all the readers, all the hits I get, the people who like them. Thank you so much for the comments. Thank you so much. Thanks for the shares and the follows. Please, I want to up those follows. I want to up those likes and shares. Please, share it to anybody you think might need it. Please feel free to share whatever post you want from my blog and let them know and see what's going on with them. So those are my thanks and gratitude for the new year. So it's actually the new year and my blog. I have more anniversaries coming up in the next couple of months. I'm very excited, and that'll be soon. Oh, I guess I should give a shout out to my sister daughter, Monica. It is her birthday in a few days. She's gonna be 27. I was there when she was born. I helped co-raise her, but she's my sister, but she's my daughter. Basically, she's both, and she's a wonderful young woman, and she lives in Sacramento, and she's great. And it's just kind of fun to watch her mature and go through life and take care of business. And she's a beautiful young woman inside and out. And it's just a great thing. So I want to make sure I give a shout out to her because her birthday is the 11th. And I want to make sure I give a shout out to her. And to my godson Loyal, who's up in San Francisco too. And it's his birthday also. And he's a great kid. He's very smart for his age. I want to say he's 12. He's 12. I'm being bad right now. And he's just like 11, 12. They all grow up so fast. And anybody who's a parent knows how that goes. They grow up so fast. So, yeah, so I'm very excited to actually to see him grow, too. And I want to give a shout out to him. His name is Loyal, so he's my godson, to him, too. So got some birthdays coming up, so it's great. So this is a new year. It's a new year, kids. A new year. And I always feel energized and jazzed that it's a new year, and I don't know how you guys feel, but I do. But here's something that I always kind of talk about that I think is really important. New Year's is literally every day. Think of it that way. Every day of the year is a New Year's Day. That's something for you to think about. I look at that as every day you wake up and start over, you can start over. We kind of put a lot of importance because it's end of a calendar year, and a lot of focus is on it because of a year. And for some people, they like to start at 1. It's kind of one of those things, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. But I'm also inviting you to look at not just now, but just every day now, from now on, that it's a new year. Because sometimes what happens is, because I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I don't believe in that whole practice. I am not down for it. I'm just like, good night. No. They never work. Because a lot of pressure. Society puts a lot of pressure on New Year's resolutions, and I just don't like that. But I like the idea of having dreams and goals. So I guess it's more of a semantics thing. I don't care for the term and kind of what it represents a little bit. But I do like kind of what it represents, that it's ideas and dreams. But for me, once you realize that each new day is an opportunity to start over, that every day you wake up, it's a chance to go for your dreams, that every day the sun comes up, whether you see it or not, it could be cloudy where we are, you can restart. How's that? Let's sit with that for a minute. So every day essentially is New Year's. It's just every day you can do something different. But for the sake of that, we're in a new year now. It's the 8th of January. A lot of people will start. I'm jazzed. I'm ready. I'm gonna do blank, 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 and you do it for 3 days. Then you beat yourself up over it and feel guilty because you only did it for 3 days. Because you lost momentum. So I don't want you to be hard on yourselves. I don't want it to make it hard for you. I don't want to make it super easy for you either, but I want you to be accountable for what you do. But this is your life. You don't have to answer to yourself. So I just want you to pace yourself. I just want you to just work on the long run instead of the short term. And I think taking away New Year's resolution is one thing, and just having goals and dreams, that's fine. And realizing that every day. So if you do a thing for 2 days and then you kind of fall apart for 2 more days, that next day after those 2 days you fell apart, you can start again. No one's saying you can't start again. You can anytime you want. So I fully just believe you should use it every day is that. So why wait till New Year's to go for what you want? What if you want to start a goal on the 15th of January? You could do it. Somebody say you can't do it. So I just invite you to not succumb to the pressures of New Year's resolution, quote unquote. Just that remember, any day this year, 2016, you can start something. I've started different goals on different times of the year. Because my point is, I want all of us to reach our full potentials in 2016. So I just want everybody to have that chance to just kind of, when they are feeling it and when they're feeling motivated, to go for it. And it could just be any time. So just remember that. Every day is a New Year's Day. That's it. Now, because it's this time of year, of course, people ask me, of course, what is your New Year's resolution? I hate that question. I know hate's a strong word, so let me just rephrase it. I dislike that question a lot. That's LOTT, a lot. And so here's it's like it's the same thing as like I'm gonna go on a diet. I hate the word diet. The word diet has no place either. Those words and questions have like this bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, ugh. And I have taken them out of my own vocabulary. I don't say diet. I will say I'm on a healthier eating journey or regimen. I'm eating healthier. I want to get my weight in check, so I'm going to do things that'll help that. I don't say diet. I'm just eating. I'm eating differently, or I'm eating better. But just the word diet, because diet again has those same connotations. It's an antiquated thing. It's the same connotations of. I saw a thing the other day on TV. There's a reality show coming out on network TV called "My Diet is Better Than Your Diet." I'm like, what? I don't even know what it's about. I just saw a couple of 20-second flashes because I was watching some other bad television show, of course, I'm sure. Sometimes bad TV shows are fine when you just want to lay down and not think. But I saw it kind of flash. I'm like, my diet is better than your diet. That's the title of the show. Good night, everybody. Good night. Buenos noches. Not it. I know. Crazy. So, but anyway, so back to the resolution thing. I don't have a resolution. I don't have an answer for that question because I don't like that question. But I always tell people, here's my approach to the new year. And I'm gonna share it with you guys. The connotations of New Year's resolutions and diet to me are negative. For me, that represents the setup to fail. Like seriously, talk to your friends in February and March. Are they still as dedicated as they were January 1st, January 2nd? The expectations seem so high when you mention those words. There's like so much to live up to. For some people, it works. Everybody's not the same, so it does work. January 1st seems like a nice, tangible place to start. But as I said, I think of every day as New Year's Day. So my approach is less strict and demanding. I have goals and dreams all the time. I have them year-round. Sometimes they change. Sometimes they get postponed. Other ones come up. But on January 1st, I tried to enjoy January 1st. Just it was a day. It was a day just to relax, watch some television, watch a parade, whatever. Just hang out, eat. I'm more about eating. But sometime either at the end of the year or in January, I do think of things that I would like to have happen in the coming year. I mean, I do reflect on what's gone on the year prior or the year of, because it's the end of the year. And then I think of kind of some things and goals and maybe some dreams, aspirations that I have for the new year. I like to say, instead of dieting, I'll eat healthier. It kind of takes off the pressure, the heavy pressure to lose weight. Because for me, what pressure does, it makes me stop. Putting pressure on myself makes me go the other direction. So I'm like, screw that noise. That's too much pressure. I'm going to eat the fried chicken and oxtails or whatever. I mean, whatever it is. Actually, I don't eat oxtails anymore. But you know what I mean. It's like the pressure makes you, it's almost like when you see a big pile of a big giant mess in your living room, you would think it would make you want to clear it off and clean it up. It makes you stop. And then just nothing happens. That pile becomes part of your family. I mean, it's one of those things you would think it would make you go that direction. When someone yells at me a certain way, I tune out. Like, it's all those kind of things that happen. And the same thing happens when I have pressure on me, super much, like self-imposed pressure, people's pressure. It makes me just kind of stop. So so what I do is eating healthier. We'll go with that one. Just like the eating healthier thing, losing weight. That I say to myself, I want to eat healthier this year. And then, because obviously eating healthier will help you lose weight. And, there's also exercise, but let's start with the food part. Then bit by bit, I start to eat healthier. I don't try to do it all at once. I don't. That's just not all at once. But I do try little by little. I don't put a timeline on myself. when it comes to stuff like that. It's just more like, okay, I'm going to just work this out. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You start doing it because, again, I believe when you just do it. Don't just talk about it, do it. So you start making these little choices little by little. Maybe a healthy breakfast once a week. Okay. Start once a week. Replace something out and have something healthy. Then at some point, do 2 healthy breakfasts a week. And then maybe 3. If you don't eat breakfast, then maybe once a week, eat breakfast. Seriously, just start small like that. Because to me, starting small can also still get you where you need to go. It's not a race. Exercise. So you decide, okay, maybe after dinner, walk around the block once. Do it a few times a week. And when it's a nice night out. I know it's wintertime right now, so for many in the country, this is not going to work. But go to the mall. I see all those people who want to walk, and they're moving their arms, they're going down. Walk the mall. It's indoors. Go to a YMCA, I don't know. Just do something where, just try it once in a while, and it kind of keeps you going. If it is an organizing thing, start small. It's like, that table, I want to see that dining room table at some point. And just little by little, start clearing it off. Again, you got to do it. Again, it's that whole decide, commit. You got to decide it, commit to it, and do it. Of course. But just start. It's not a race. Now, again, before the year was up, I talked about writing things down and vision boards and stuff. Another good way of kind of visualizing right now what you want. They have whiteboards. You can get them anywhere. You can get them Staples or Big Lots or whatever. They have different sizes. They have some that have actual dates on them, like days of the week on them, and some that are blank. Go. Get a whiteboard. And just write out really big dry erase markers what you want. Leave it up to see it. Or get Post-it notes. People know I'm the Post-it note king. I love me some Post-it notes. I should own stock in the company because I have so many. I have a little tiny wall of Post-it notes of things that I want to do. I write out, I put it up there. I see it every day. I'm a visual person. I see it every day. It may be just a word. It may be just a phrase. It can even be a picture. I had a picture up for a long time of this delicious dish. It was like red quinoa with like avocado and this special chicken. And it was fixed, and I had the recipe next to it. I had my wall for so long. 3 months later, I actually made that dish. It was fun. It was a goal of mine to make that dish one day, and I made it. It was really good. So a whiteboard could be good. Post notes could be good. But somewhere you can see. Vision boards are good. All that kind of stuff is good. It's there. So you see it. It's there. You got it. But at some point, you got to tell yourself you're going to work on it. Because remember, again, every day is New Year's Day. So you can go work on it any day you want. And so you leave it up there to see it. As somebody going to work on it. And you don't look at it as resolutions. You're not necessarily resolving. So you're not resolving. You're editing something. You're making something a little better. Or you're streamlining something. Just like I don't want to say resolving it. It's just kind of like because yes, it's an issue. And it's a problem if you want to look at it that way. But I don't want to look at it that way. I just want to look at it as something that's going on that's guilt-free, first of all. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel shame. Don't pile on the martyrdom. Just everything that happens. It happened. If you want to look into why it happens, it's great. You get a life coach, therapist, whatever, you look into it. But just for stuff you want to do, it happens. We're all human and things happen. So it's not even about that anymore. Now it's about just kind of handling a situation. Right? So that's the deal. So you want to get in there, you want to choose to handle it. So it's not a resolution, you're moving forward. Where I was. It was where I need to be at any given time. And now I'm choosing to move forward. How's that? So you can say it to yourself, I was where I was, and I was there because I needed to be there at that time, but now I'm choosing to move forward and onto another phase of my life. Think about that. Take the pressure off yourself. Pressure's not going to do anything for you. Get the fear out. Fear's not going to do anything for you either. It's just the unknown. Every day is a chance for you to work on things and achieve whatever you want. Let me say that one more time. Every day is a chance for you to work on things and achieve whatever you want. Think about that. Think about it. Let's see. So the next thing I want to talk about, because now you're not having resolutions. You're going to just work on yourself. Here's the deal. You're going to do it at your own pace. Like I said, you can start small, but it depends on what your pace is. Everybody's paces are different. I talk about a lot of it. You know, there's a saying by Sam Levinson, and it's don't watch the clock. Do what it does. Keep going. I like that. I talk about it a lot on here, and I have a lot of blog posts on it. I'm all about doing things at your own pace. I talk about starting small. If going all in works better for you, then of course do it. But many of us are kind of in the middle spectrum. We're kind of like, that can work sometimes, but also we got to pace ourselves a certain way too. You know, right now we're still in the first couple of weeks of 2016, and I just want to make sure that as you're not blaming yourself, no guilt free, you don't have resolution, but you're willing to work on some stuff, you're going to do it at your own pace. And that goes for me too. I have so many things that I want to accomplish, of course. And as many of you know, I do TV shows. I have an organizing practice. I'm a life coach. I like to paint, write, draw. You know, I got all kinds of stuff going on. But I have to pace myself too. I can't do it all at the same time. People always ask me, how do you do it? And I tell people, I do get sleep. I do go to bed. I just make the most of my day while I'm awake. So there are some things from last year that I need to finish this year, and that's fine. There's some things I've dropped entirely. There are other things that I decided to put on hold, while some new stuff's come to my life that I'm working on this year. But it's all going to be at a certain pace. And here's something that goes on. So the other night, I was really busy. I had 8,000 things I had to do. And I got home, and all I could think about was all these things I had to do. I wanted to just like curl up in a ball and to say, I can't do it all. I just can't do it. So I stopped. I stopped, dropped, and rolled. Just kidding. I stopped. I actually got a glass of wine, and I sat on my couch. And I turned on television, and I said, just sit down for about half an hour. Just cool off. Half hour, sit down, watch some TV. So I did. I couldn't tell you what I watched. I was so tired, I fell asleep halfway through it. I don't know what I turned on, but it was crazy. But it was just kind of like, slow down. Stop for a second, because now I'm going to pace myself. And actually, when I get super busy and I stop and pace myself, I do better. So here's what happens. It's all crazy, all busy, all kinds of stuff going on. So now, okay, now I looked at everything I needed to do. There were like 7 things I needed to do. I wrote it out, each of the 7 things, and I was like, okay, just start at number 1. That's it. And I took care of each thing one by one, not thinking about the next thing. That's important too. You have to clear your mind somehow to just focus and be in the present, which I always talk about, being in the present. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be in the present and just handle this one task first and do that for each one. It's so, seriously, and you just take your time. And it really does help. And you actually are more productive, and it really works. I know. It was crazy. So I did that, and I got every single thing. Now, of course, it was late by the time I got everything done, but I went at a pace that was good for me. I didn't go by what they think people said I should do or whatever. I went on my own pace. I loved it. It totally worked. So that's why, as I'm saying, you have to find your pace. I can't really tell you what pace to take, or if that's a sentence. But you have to find your pace. But for me, it was stop, see what's going on, take a little breather, pull myself together, and then go in. It's just so smart. And I just took my time with each task. I took my time. That's what I suggest for each of you guys. Just try that first. Now, you can get overwhelmed. And that does happen. And again, stop. Just stop. Because I know even for me sometimes, if you're one of those kind of personalities, I want to do everything now. I want everything now. I want it now, right now. Because sometimes I'm actually, and I don't know if you do this too, I'm actually envisioning the finished product. And I'm thinking, God, if I get this TV show out there and get going, and it's going to be so great, people are going to love it, and I always see the product. Or this painting, if I get this painting done that I have in mind. But you end up getting a little stressed out. It's good to envision the end product, of course. But you get a little stressed out because you're thinking, you're kind of skipping the whole process. And you think about the end. And so you want to get out, and you're so excited. It's great to be excited. I don't want you to lose your excitement, but you got to kind of pare it down, tone it down, so you can actually handle what's going on and do it. And you have to tell yourself, it may not happen in 6 months. It may happen in 3 months. It may happen in 2 weeks. It's going to happen when it happens. If you don't have a deadline, maybe if you have deadlines, it's a different story. But if you don't have a deadline, even with a deadline, you should pace yourself. There's ways you can pace yourself too. You don't want to do everything. If you get an assignment, I'm going to go on a little tangent for a second. If you get an assignment that's due in 2 weeks, this could be school, this could be work, this could be a book, whatever. You know that it's due on January, what's going to get 8th, 15th, 22nd. Okay. You know it's due January 22nd. Now, why are you going to try to finish it, start it and finish it January 21st? Really? You're going to do it on the 20th. Really? You know it's 2 weeks. You know it's 22nd. So if you pace yourself right, you can start doing it now. Or at least earlier. Sometime this week. You know what I mean? Sit down and really figure out your pacing. Kind of figure out how you can do this. And if you sit down and really organize your thoughts, which I talked about last year many times, you can actually find ways to get it done where it's not overwhelming. You can work on it in pieces and get it done. Come either early or on time. But you have to sit down. You have to really sit down and think about it and figure out what's the deal. And I think it's a great thing, time management. And this year we're going to talk about more time management issues. This year we're going to talk about it. But that's something. But pacing is part of time management. When you think about it, it's all the same thing. It's all about finding the right time and finding enough time and finding ample amount of time to finish something. It just is. Because again, it's not a race. So even if you have a deadline, you can do it. You can pace yourself. You have a deadline. But if you don't, then you really don't have any excuse to go off. Just take your time. And usually when I'm overwhelmed and stressed, I end up doing nothing. It's weird how that happens. So it's never good. Just do it at your own pace. If you have anything else from this conversation, do it at your own pace. No resolutions, do it at your own pace. Those are 2 things we've talked about so far. It is 2016. I am James Lott Jr. It is Super Organized Universe Radio, and we'll be right back.
Thanks for asking, but I'd rather not send you nude pictures. I'm camera shy. I already said no. Under my clothes, I'm a robot. My webcam is broken. I'm worried they'll get passed around school. I have a rash. I have nudophobia. I have lizard skin. I'm a vampire, so I don't show up in pictures anyways. Your badgering has really killed the mood.
When someone is pressuring you to do something you don't want to, how many ways can you say no before they get the message? Let us know at that'snotcool.com. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
It was a clear black night.
What's up? This is Warren G, you know what I'm saying? I'm here giving it up for RAD because they do a lot of good things for people. Before you drink, make sure that you got somebody that can drive your butt home so you won't crash or get pulled over and get a DUI. So go ahead and follow the rules and everything will be cool. And don't be no fools. Peace, baby. Warren G.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Time to tune in and log on with Behind the Lens. Join noted film critic Debbie Lynn Elias and a lineup of talented co-hosts and informed guests each week as she goes behind the lens and below the line. We'll take in-depth looks at films and filmmaking with the movers and shakers and up-and-comers of the industry, along with movie reviews, interviews, awards, festival coverage, specialty segments like Tech Talk and Classic Corner. Tune in to Behind the Lens every Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, only on Adrenaline Radio.
You might know me, I'm 50 Cent. You may follow my tweets, my Facebook friends. Odds are fewer than 6 degrees separate us. We're that close. What's crazy is 1 in 6 don't know where their next meal is coming from. These are your co-workers, your neighbors, your friends. Hunger's too close for us to ignore. So visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank to see how you can make a difference. From one close friend to another, let's do this. I'm 50 Cent, and together we are Feeding America.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey, I'm James Lott Jr., the Super Organizer. I host Super Organizer Universe Radio every Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join me each week as I give you tips on how to organize your life, home life, work life, family, all needs organization, and I'm here to help. Every Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on Adrenaline Radio, Super Organizer Universe Radio. Organizing shouldn't be sour. It should be sweet. That song is Candace Hoyes, who was a guest on our show last year. She is a jazz vocalist out of New York City. She is wonderful. You can hear that interview if you go onto my YouTube channel or adrenalineradio.com. It's under 12:18:15. She came on at the half-hour mark. She's great. And that's her album from her album, On a Turquoise Cloud.
It's so funny that you say last year. It feels like it wasn't too long ago.
I know. It's like, I saw you last year. That way you kids, see you next year. I'm like, oh, God. It's like funny. So I still like that. It's a cute little pun. I don't care. So she's great. So anyway, back to Super Organizer Universe Radio. I'm James Lott Jr., the Super Organizer. Yes, the Super Organizer. And I just had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich during my break. I feel alive again. For some reason, I feel like I'm ready to tackle this new year. So one thing I'm going to reiterate to you guys this year, because I believe that it is very important, because we're starting a new year out. Two things to do before organizing. Because this year, part of your goals and dreams this year will be to be organized. Living an organized life is a better life. So we're gonna that's be one of your dreams. Again, we're gonna do it at your own pace. You're gonna get organized in your own pace. But we're gonna talk about it. Now, Vince Lombardi has a saying that was, most people fail not because of lack of desire, but because of lack of commitment. So there are two things that you have to do even before you begin the process. One, the commitment to organize. Two, the commitment to maintain the organization. Because here's the deal, kids. You can get all organized and beautiful, systems in place, everything's running smoothly. But if you don't keep up with it, then you just wasted your time. And we're not about wasting time. Not here. We don't waste time. That is not kosher. So you are going to have a commitment to organize this year, and you are going to make a commitment to maintain the organization. So you're going to listen to my show. You're going to read my blogs. You may hire an organizer that's in your area, but you're going to work it out this year. You're going to organize and be organized, and you're going to continue the process. Because trust me. Once the hard part is getting organized, but when you do, your life will be so much better, and it'll be easier actually it's easier to maintain it actually, because you get the systems in place. You just follow the systems, really, and you have to honestly make those commitments to begin the process. Be honest with yourself. And also, to help you, you might need a life coach. I am a certified life coach. I went to the Coach Training Alliance. Did a course, about almost a year course, and got letters after my name and the whole thing. And I love life coaching. It's a very rewarding field. I learn things from my clients all the time. Some of you may not even know what a life coach is or what it does. And I want to, again, it's the beginning of the year. You're making commitments to yourself. You're not doing resolutions, but you are setting up goals and dreams. And sometimes you may need some assistance. The field of life coaching is just continuing to explode. There are all kinds of coaching out there. Divorce coaching, marriage coaching, corporate coaching, business coaching. There's all kinds of coaching. Health coach. Coaching produces satisfying results for individuals of all walks of life. So, again, corporations, agencies, educational institutions, nonprofits, a lot of them are actually getting life coaches now. They're seeing the value of coaching. There was, I think it was divorce coaching is actually being recognized more and more by the ABA, the American Bar Association. It's actually becoming this thing. You can't give law advice or legal advice, of course, when you're a life coach, but there are a lot of things you can do to help the client. That's, all the little minutia of things that goes on sometimes that actually helps out the lawyer, helps out the client, helps out the judge. It's kind of like you're in there, and you're helping the process organize and go smoother. Coaching is it's very deeply fulfilling, and I like it because it brings a positive impact on people's lives. I get to help affect change. Some cases you don't affect change, but at least you are out there doing something that's the purpose. Because the individual, it's up to them if the change happens or not. To coach effectively, I found I have to start from the center of who I am. I need to connect with a client from an authentic place. And when I say coach from center, like center who I am, I can't assist someone else if my own center is not centered? Let's say it 10 times fast, right? I can go into your house and tell you how you should organize your house. When I come home, my house is disorganized. To me, that just makes no sense. I have things that are organized. My files are organized. I live what I preach. I live what I teach. And to me, it just makes for better in both. And more honest. I just want to be honest with people. And as a professional coach, I always encourage my clients to be themselves, to expand beyond their limitations, and to become stronger, more alive human beings. I do. I want you to be the bestest, use that word, you're not making words here, bestest you can be. Seriously. Clients usually achieve better results when they become more who they are. Now, think about that for a second. So when a client is honest with themselves about what's going on, they can more effectively change what is going on. When you lie to yourself, when you stump yourself, when you stunt yourself, and I don't know, when you start doing all this stuff where you don't want to be real, we'll just use that word. People like to use the word getting real. If you don't want to be real with yourself, then there's no real change going to happen. You're screwed. You can't really effectively change something. You may change it for a minute, but it's not going to last. Because the same issues that you're hiding from or not wanting to recognize will continue to rear their ugly heads. They will. So clients achieve better results because they have become more of who they are. A positive ripple effect will flow from this out to all the relationships connected to the client. So just think, when you are working on yourself, usually you're in a better space because you're working on yourself. That energy comes out. It goes out. It goes out. But then other people around you start seeing the difference. And if they're really in tune, they start to feel the difference. And you may affect change in them to get started on something. Or someone who is negative, bye-bye. There's many different things that come out of this. But again, with my village mentality, it completely, when you're working on yourself and you're being honest, all kinds of things around you can be affected. Seriously, it's just such it's such a great thing. So now, one of the ways to actually get yourself in that kind of mindset of wanting to be honest and stuff, go through if you have any magazines, newspaper articles, bookmark pages on your tablet or your laptop. Find things that speak to you. Find things that you want to do. Find things that motivate you. It could be a quote. It could be a picture. It could be a saying. It could be a person. Madonna motivates you, Madonna. If it's Henry Rollins, it's Henry Rollins. I mean, whoever it is, you can find inspiration anywhere, motivation anywhere. And I invite you to do that. I think it's a lot of folks motivate me. I love being around people and hearing people speak. This guy, Dr. Steve Perry, he's somebody that I really admire. Not the Journey singer, even though he has a great song. He has a great voice. But I admire the guy he's part of Save Our Sons. He's a really great motivational speaker and doctor. Every time I hear him. Steve Harvey is somebody that also kind of motivates me a little bit. He says some really great things. He's really good. He'd be really funny too, but when he starts talking, he says some really good things. There's a guy named Hill Harper who's an actor who also writes books, and he's another person who motivates me. Of course, good old Oprah. There's times when she motivates me too. There's times when she does too. But you can find inspiration in people too. Could be your sister, could be your cousin, could be your mother. My Aunt Faith motivates me. We talk about things honestly, and it makes for a better me. It makes me just go yes. And of course, there are folks around me, so hopefully they feel the effects and do it. So whatever you need to find. Now also, I always tell people, it's okay. It's okay if you start unpeeling layers of yourself and you don't like it. It's okay to stop for a second and take in what you're learning about yourself that you either have unearthed or buried. It really is okay. So it's okay to feel. If you feel anger or shame or disappointment, feel it for a minute and then like work it out. Figure out the origins of that. Forgive yourself. That's something too that I'm going to go off on a little tangent for a second. Forgiving yourself. That is a major thing. A lot of times we don't forgive ourselves. And we'll do something or something will happen to us and we'll blame ourselves and feel bad and go on a spiral where you just don't come out of it. We need to learn to just forgive ourselves for what we do sometimes. We're humans. Stuff happens. And not saying you're excusing it or downplaying it or anything. Just that it's just kind of like, well, I got to move on. And that did happen. You're absolutely correct. I did make that choice to do blank, blank, blank. But it's okay because now you're aware. When you become honest with yourself, you become self-aware and things become clearer. You get clarity. So when you learn about yourself and you realize, wow, that behavior was destructive. I need to stop doing that. That's a win. That's a win. It's good. So it's all good stuff. Don't harp on the other part of it where you're like, God, I'm a horrible person. I'm just disgusted. Don't do that. Go with it. Wow, I'm glad that I've realized that I do this, this, and this. And now I'm going to find ways to not do this, this, and this anymore. Or that, and that, or how you want to say it. Right? And that's the beauty of that. I think that's a blessing and gratitude to learn something about yourself that either you weren't paying attention to or just trying to keep down, and now you're ready to handle it. I love that. I just think it's just so great. I love it. So it's okay. Also, stop talking yourself out of stuff this year. You're going to vow to not talk yourself out of stuff this year. Something comes up, you're going to handle it. You're going to handle it. If it's a friend that says, I want to get together sometime, you should say, yes, let's get together. And then make a plan to get together. Now, you make the plan. Now, I will say the other night it was cold out for me here in LA, and I was tired. And I did try to talk myself out of going to this one thing. I did. I was laying it. I thought of all the reasons why. I was like, screw them. And they always do this. I mean, I started talking myself out all kinds of stuff. I started coming up with things from like 5 years ago they did. I was like, well, if I don't go, they know I'm busy or, I haven't seen them in like a couple months anyway. And, screw them. You start talking yourself out of stuff. And all of that's just noise anyway. But I made a commitment to meet up with them. And am I dead? No. Is my legs not working? No, they're all working. Everything's working. Do I have a cold? No. Do I have clothes to wear? Yes. I still went. I made a commitment to go. I didn't talk myself out of it. Isn't that funny? It's like, I was thinking of all kinds of things. Well, I'm just too full, or I just feel bloated. I mean, no, James. You didn't feel bloated 10 minutes ago when you were eating whatever you were doing. No, now you said you're going to go out. You made the plans a week ago. You're going to go out. And that's the same when it comes to fixing your life or editing your life, affecting change in your life. Don't talk yourself out of it because we can. It's so easy to do. Don't do it. So vow not to do that. Also, with all this work that we're doing, you have a right to relax. So you need to find times in the middle of all this stuff to have guilt-free relaxation. That's fine. Find something and just relax. It's totally okay to take a day off. I don't have any days off, so for me, it's moments off. I find moments for myself. I try to find moments, and it's okay to lay down at 2 o'clock in the afternoon if you're tired at 2 o'clock, and you have nothing pressing to do. People say naps are good. They say it sometimes. They say naps are good. So I've had a few naps that were very energetic, re-energizing. Energetic. I never had an energetic nap. They were re-energizing. That's what I meant to say. I've had an energetic nap. Or maybe this may stay awake. It's okay to relax. It's okay to go on vacation. I only had a 3-day vacation in South Beach, but I'm waiting. My goal this year is to have a week off somewhere and not to work for a godforsaken minute. I mean, I'm talking no email. My phones will only be for fun. I'm going to try to work that out this year. That's one of my goals. I swear to God, I want a day off. I want a week off. So I'm going to work on that. So that's something. But you have a right to relax. It's okay. Now, also, fear. We're getting rid of fear this year, too. No more fear. No fear. Fear's done. We're not doing it. We're not fears. No. Fear's done. It is fear. It's just unknown. Fear has no place on our lives at all. Okay? So we're going to talk about that for a second. So it's no fear, no fear, no fear. Okay. Here's some things for you to think about. Fear has no place. So fear can stop us dead in our tracks. Fear can keep us from moving forward. Fear can make us doubt our abilities and competencies. I'm here to say that fear is not productive. Fear has no place in our lives. But there's one truth about fear. One truth. Work through it. Work through the fear. That's all you got to do. Just work through it. Fear happens. Everyone gets fearful. Acknowledge the fear and decide to go do it. The fear won't go away. It will only grow if you let it. Just do it. Whatever it is, do it. In many cases, the fear is just irrational. Right? It's just rational. So just get rid of it. Fear has no place in your life. If you work on it and work through it, the fear will go away. It just really works. That's how it happens. And so when you're thinking about fear, let's talk about disorganization for a minute. There is 6 obvious things about disorganization. 1, drawers are hard to open and close when they're overstuffed with items. It's just a fact. 2, once you pass about 3 or 4 magazines to save to read, it's crazy. It's crazy. And trash cans should always be empty, not full. They always fall over. It's crazy. Countertops, tables, and desktops, and TV trays are magnets for stuff. They are. And if clothes are ripped or worn out or tattered, throw it out. Or use them as rags. Repurpose them. You can do that too. You can repurpose them. I know these things are kind of obvious, but they really are real. I'm not saying anything new or revelatory. Not at all. But when I'm telling you about those things, don't they sound kind of logical? It's crazy. Ask yourself, do any of these issues, are these going on in your space? I invite you to think about change. I invite you to think about looking at things differently. Step back and look at it logically. Step at it and look at it maybe emotionally. And see the contrast. You can do both. You can look at it, you can be emotional and see what the difference is when you look at it logically. The hope is to shed some light and help you go into the organizing, cleaning direction. Because again, an organized life is a better life. It really does work. It does. And some people, like myself, sometimes I want to go real minimalist and say just goodbye. I want to get rid of everything. But that doesn't really help anything either. You can live your life however. Just have to find order. That's all. That's all you got to do. And I'm sitting here and I'm actually live periscoping right now. Somebody, they're looking at me. It's kind of funny. So that's another show. There's another show. And I'm going to say bye to my folks there. Bye. And you guys, it's a new year. It's exciting. This is great. This is exciting. It's a new chance. This is a new start. Every day is New Year's Day, remember? So you can have a good time by editing your life, trying things. Try and fail. Who cares? You'll have a story. You'll have a lesson. Even if you fail, you have a lesson. It's so good. I'm so excited for 2016. I'm so excited for this show. We have some exciting things coming for this show this year. And my other shows, my TV shows, I have a bunch of stuff happening. To find out what I do, of course, follow me on Twitter at BlackHopeLA. That's BLAKHOPELA. And the Super O. That's THESUPERO on Twitter. On Facebook, there's a Super Organizer Facebook page there is the James Lott Jr. fan page. Follow me on both. And I also have other pages on there too. You can look at them and see what I do. I have other shows and things you can look at on there too. My blog, thesuperorganizeruniverse.com, which has all these kind of tips on there. You can go there anytime you want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and look at stuff. And there's new blogs almost every day. So there's something new going on every day, some new information. And, of course, this radio show every Friday here on AdrenalineRadio.com at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you live in the middle zones, you know what times those are. Unless you're Arizona, where you sometimes are in the same time zone as us, and sometimes you're an hour ahead. It's crazy there. Can't help you with that one. But I appreciate all of you, and we're going to do this together. I'm so excited this year. Thank you so much for listening today, and I'll talk to you next time.
Hey, this is Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers for RAD. I'm here to remind you that drunk drivers are still a major killer of young adults in this country. So always choose a designated driver, and remember, music lives, you should too.
Getting born in the state of Mississippi, Papa was a copper and Mama was a hippie.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council. While cutting molding with a 12-inch dual compound miter saw, while holding a newborn baby in your arms, when face-to-face with a congregation of alligators, with the ball in your hands and the entire freaking season on the line.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting, so why would you do it while driving? NASCAR driver Casey Kane here, asking you to please stop the text, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Get the message at stoptextstopwrecks.org.
At highway speeds, the average text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. That's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop texts, stopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Hey, neighbor, get some sod put in?
Yeah, it's Marathon.
Yeah, that's what I got. But yours looks so much greener and thicker than mine. What's going on? I'm going to call the growers.
Southland Sod Farms, may I help you?
My Marathon sod doesn't look as good as my neighbor's.
Are you sure yours is Marathon?
That's what I asked for.
Let me do a computer search. We don't have a record of your delivery. You didn't get genuine Marathon sod.
What do you mean?
Sometimes unscrupulous contractors, retailers, and other sod farms lead you to think they're selling Marathon, but then substitute a lesser brand.
That really teased me off. How could I have known I got a cheap imitation?
Look for the bold, genuine Marathon label on the sod pallets when they're delivered.
Don't get cheated. Look for the genuine Marathon sod logo displayed by nurseries and landscape contractors in the yellow pages. Or call 1-800-4-MARATHON for a free do-it-yourself video and authorized dealer list. That's 1-800-4, then Marathon. Or visit the website at www.sod.com.